My name is Emily. I am 32 years old. I grew up in a small town where everyone knew each other. People often talked about what others did. I was raised only by my mother because my father left when I was very young. I do not remember him. I only remember his name from some old papers at home. My mother worked very hard to take care of me. In the morning, she cleaned other people's houses. In the evening, she worked in a small shop in our town. She was always tired. Her hands were often sore, and sometimes she came home very late. But she never stopped smiling when she looked at me. For a long time, it was just the two of us. That was our whole world. I felt safe with her, and I loved her very much. She was my only family, and I knew we had to depend on each other. When I was 9 years old, my life started to change slowly. My mother met a man named Robert at her workplace. Robert was quiet and polite. He listened more than he spoke. At first, he was only a friend. He helped sometimes and then left quietly. He came to our house for dinner sometimes. He helped fix small things, like the door or the faucet. He was always calm and kind. 1 year later, my mother married Robert. By law, he became my stepfather, but he never tried to replace my real father. He never asked me to call him Dad. He did not act like a parent in my heart. To me, he was only my mother's husband. I liked him, but I did not see him as my father. Life at home became calmer. My mother smiled more. The house felt warm and full of love. Robert cooked dinner on weekends. He fixed broken things in the house. He sat with us at the table. Everything felt normal. When I became a teenager, life changed again. I had the same problems many girls have. I argued with my mother. I cried over boys. I wanted freedom. I wanted to leave our small town. Robert stayed calm. He never forced me. He listened when I spoke. He respected my space. He never crossed any line. I always knew he would not hurt me. I want to be clear. He was my stepfather, and nothing wrong ever happened. He was always kind, patient, and respectful. After high school, I moved to a bigger city for college. I stayed there most of the time. I came home only for holidays. Life moved slowly, and I learned to live on my own. Robert and I did not talk much during this time. He stayed my mother's husband, and nothing more. That was the boundary. Everything changed when I was 21. My mother started to feel pain. At first, it was small. Then it became strong. We went to many doctors. Tests were done again and again. One day, the doctor said a word that changed our lives. Cancer. My mother became weak very fast. The house was quiet. Fear was everywhere. Silence filled every corner. Robert stayed by her side all the time. He helped her get to the hospital. He cooked food for her. He held her hand when she was tired. I tried to visit as much as I could. I wanted to be strong for both of them. Those months were very heavy. Time moved very slowly. One night, my mother called me to her bed. She held my hand and looked at me. Her eyes were tired but peaceful. She wanted to tell me something very important. She asked me to promise one thing. I nodded. Then she looked at Robert and back at me. She said, "Do not let him be alone." At that time, I did not understand fully what she meant. I only nodded and promised. 3 months later, my mother passed away. After that, the house felt empty. There was no laughter. There was no music. The kitchen smelled of nothing. Robert changed. He lost weight. He became quiet. He spent hours sitting alone in the living room. The dark room made him feel smaller. I stayed to help him. At first, it was simple things. I cooked meals. I cleaned the house. I made sure he ate something. We talked about my mother. We remembered happy moments. We cried together. Grief made us closer. It was strange but true. Sometimes people get closer because of loss. At first, I did not understand it. I only tried to help him because it was the right thing. Over time, I noticed something inside me. I felt calm when I was near him. I felt safe in a way I could not explain. These feelings made me uncomfortable. I thought, this is not right. He is my stepfather. I tried to push the thoughts away. I decided to move back to my city. I wanted to live my own life. I dated other men. I tried to forget. I tried to feel normal. But nothing worked. My heart felt empty. The feelings did not go away. I could not explain them. Robert never did anything wrong. He never crossed the line. He never asked for anything. He stayed quiet and respectful. The silence made everything harder. I hated myself for having these feelings. I felt confused. I felt ashamed. At night, I cried alone. I asked myself why I felt this way. I searched online for answers. I read many articles. I tried to understand my heart. Finally, I decided to see a therapist. I told her the whole story. She listened without judging me. She explained carefully what was happening. She said I did not grow up seeing him as my father. He became close to me only after my mother married him. I met him when I was already forming my own identity. She reminded me that we were not related by blood. I did not do anything wrong. Nothing inappropriate happened when my mother was alive. She said it was normal to feel connection, care, and even love. It was a human feeling, but it must be understood carefully. After this session, I started to feel a little better. I realized my feelings were human. They were not wrong, but I needed to control them. I continued my life. I focused on work and friends. I moved forward. I still cared about Robert, but in a safe way. I respected the memory of my mother. Sometimes I visit him. We talk about my mother. We remember happy memories. We laugh sometimes. We cry sometimes. I do not feel confused anymore. I feel calm. I know what is right and what is safe. I can love him like family without crossing boundaries. Robert is not my father. He is not my lover. He is my mother's husband. He is part of my life in a special, safe way. I learned an important lesson. Human feelings are complicated. Love can appear in many forms. Loss can bring people closer. But respect is important. Boundaries must be safe. No one should hurt others. Nothing should cross moral lines. I am thankful for my mother. She trusted me with her last wish. She knew I would care for him. She knew I would be responsible. I am also thankful for Robert. He stayed kind, respectful, and patient. He never asked for anything. He never took advantage. Life is not perfect. People leave. People die. Life changes suddenly. We cannot control everything. But love, care, respect, and human kindness can help us survive. We can stay strong. We can live in peace. Even after pain, even after loss, life continues. We learn. We grow. We become stronger. I will always remember my mother. I will always care for Robert. We will continue living, respecting each other, and remembering love. I learned that life is not about control. Life is about care, humanity, and respect. That is the true lesson my mother taught me. Sometimes feelings appear in strange ways. They can confuse us, but understanding and patience solve the problem. I am happy now. I live my life. I work. I smile. I have friends. I remember my mother. I respect Robert. I feel safe. I feel calm. I know I did the right thing. I followed my heart and respected the boundaries. Life is long. Life is unpredictable. But we can be strong. We can love safely. We can respect the people who matter. I love my mother. I miss her every day. I know she watches over me. She trusted me, and I kept my promise. Robert and I have a safe connection. It is human, natural, and respectful. We share memories, care for each other, and live peacefully. I am proud of myself. I did the right thing. I handled grief, love, and respect. I learned to understand feelings carefully. Life continues. I continue. Love and respect remain. I honor my mother and my past. I look forward to the future. This story taught me many lessons. Life is unpredictable. People change. Feelings appear in strange ways. But respect, care, and understanding make everything right. If this story touched your heart, stay connected with us. Very soon, you will meet another simple but emotional story.